Broke Shabbat Yom, brothers and sisters, Hebrews in Jamaica, the Caribbeans to West, to the four corners of the earth, scatter greeting. This Shabbat lesson we're going to title it Chabaqquq, Chabaqquq the Precept. Chabaqquq, Habakkuk the Precept, complaining about the iniquity of the land. That's Chabaqquq the Precept, complaining about the iniquity of the land. So we're going to dive into the whole book of Chabaqquq, the first chapter, right? The burden which Chabaqquq the prophet did see. So this is the burden of Chabaqquq, right? The burden which Chabaqquq the prophet did see. O Yahuwah, how long shall I cry and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence and thou wilt not save? Why dost thou shew me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that rise up strife and contention. Therefore the law is slack, and the judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Behold, he among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. For lo, I rise up the Chaldeans. For lo, I rise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling place that are not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. They shall come all for violence, their faces shall sup up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it. Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over and offend impunity, imputing this his power unto his God. Art thou not from everlasting, O Yahuwah, my Eliyahu, my Holy One? We shall not die, O Yahuwah, thou hast ordained them from judgment, and Almighty Eliyahu, thou hast established them for correction. Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devour the man that is more righteous than he? And maketh men as the fishes of the sea, as creeping things that have no rule over them. They take up all of them with the angle, they catch them in their net, and gather them in their drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net, and burn incense unto their drag. Because of them their portion is fat, and their meat plenteous. Shall they therefore empty their net, and not spare continually to slay the nations? So these are the complaints Chabaqquq was complaining to Yahuwah. And this is the burden that Yahuwah showed him, iniquity upon the land of Israel, because they continue to forsake the Most High Yah, and following the heathen nation that neighboring them, and stray away from the commandments of the Most High. That's why the Most High stirred the heart of the Chaldean, the most brutal and vicious country, to come and execute judgment upon stiff-necked Israel, who will not turn from their wicked ways, even till this 21st century we are living in, 2025 and beyond. But don't be sad, no, ethnic Israel, don't be sorry, nor worried, nor dismayed, nor have your soul cast down within you, or Hebrews, descendants of Hebrew slave, because the Most High preserve remnant of us We will go over and cross over into a land promised to our forefathers, which is still there. It's desolate and barren. Zion and Jerusalem are the one in the same. Zion is a fortress, a hiding place, a place of worship, a gathering, and Jerusalem is the same location, the same land. As I showed you earlier, not earlier, but last week, in Isaiah, Zion is desolate, Jerusalem, Zion is a wilderness, and Jerusalem is desolate. Jerusalem is desolate. You can count the trees, brothers, in the land of Yehuda. Where they have Zion right now in Jerusalem, you cannot count the trees there because the trees are many. You see, brothers and sisters. Go back on my Mount Zion, you see the actual place of Zion and Jerusalem. So we're going to precept Chabaqquq. Okay, brothers and sisters. Okay, we're going to precept Chabaqquq 1-4, 5-7, and 8-17. Okay, brothers and sisters, so take a look at the screen. We're going to start with Jeremiah 12, 1-7. We're going to precept 1-4 of Habakkuk, Chabaqquq. Righteous art thou, O Yahuwah. Righteous art thou, O Yahuwah, when I plead with thee. Yet let me talk with thee of thy judgment. Wherefore doeth the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore doeth the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore art all they happy that deal very treacherously? Thou hast planted them, yea, they have taken root, they grow, yea, they bring forth fruit. Thou art near in their mouth and far from their reins. O thou, O Yahweh, knowest me, thou hast seen me, and try my heart towards thee. Pull them out like sheep for the slaughter, and prepare them for the day of judgment. How long shall the land mourn, and the herbs of every field wither? For the wickedness of them that dwell therein, the beasts are consumed, and the birds, because they said, Ye shall not see our last end. If thou hast run with the footmen, and they have wearied thee, then how canst thou contend with horses? And if in the land of peace wherein thou trustedest, they wearied thee, then how wilt thou do in the swelling of Jordan? For even thy brethren and the house of thy father, even they have dealt treacherously with thee. Yea, they have called a multitude after thee. Believe them not, though they speak fair words unto thee. I have forsaken mine house, I have left mine heritage, and have given the dearly beloved my soul into the hand of her enemies. You see, brothers and sisters. So in this passage, the same as in Chabaqquq, brothers and sisters, you see a similarity, right? How the both prophets are complaining of the things that the Most High showed them that's about to happen, and the physically see it in the land that it happened, right? How he allowed the wicked to triumph. You see, because see what Jeremiah who said in the first opening chapter, righteous art thou, O Yahuwah. So he's acknowledging the king's righteousness, right? And now he's pleading with the Most High. When I plead with thee, yet let me talk with thee of thy judgment, because he's concerned about the Most High judgment. Because I tell you, Job, not Job, Jeremiah who? Right? It's the same thing. If you notice with all the prophets, the Old Testament prophet, they have some pointy questions. Because see, the Most High allowed that latitude. You understand? Because the Most High know their hearts, and the Most High chose them because they have that latitude. That's their friend. Only friends can have latitude like that. You know what I mean? Why even then the Most High we cut you off. An example with Abraham, right? When Abraham keep asking the Most High, if you have 50 days, will you save it? Then he count down till the Most High get angry, and then Abraham back off. You understand? So, yeah, you have a lot to do up until a point. You see. But in Jeremiah, he says, it started with righteous art thou, so he acknowledged the Most High righteousness. You see. Then when he acknowledged his righteousness, he pleaded with the Most High about his judgment. Then he asks, wherefore do it the way of the wicked prosper? Because Jeremiah who will see the prosperity of the wicked trampling the land. You understand? The same thing in Chabaqquq. He saw the escalation of the wicked trampling the land. But why did that happen? Why the Most High allowed it to happen, brothers and sisters? It is because of what? Our disobedience, our continued disobedience. We will not adhere to the words, the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. That is why these things are happening. And then he began to observe they are happy in their treachery, because that's what you see. The wicked is happy when they do wickedness. That's why the Most High use wickedness to judge the wicked and righteousness to judge the righteous. That's how it works. That's how judgment works, brothers and sisters. This is exactly how judgment works. The Most High create death, you understand, for his instrument of judgment, brothers and sisters. The Most High invent these things. It wasn't invented and meant for humans. It wasn't meant for any Israel. You understand? It was meant for you, but because you follow the way of Hashatan and dabbling in his spirit from time to time and disobeying the Most High and stray yourself away from the Most High Yah and his son Yahushua and his commandment, the Most High allowed that to come into your life and your space and destroy you. That's his judgment. The Most High left all those instruments of death for his purpose, brothers and sisters. How did not the Most High say, I create good, I create evil, I do it all these things? The Most High wouldn't be sovereign Eliyahu if he did not create all these things for his purpose, to execute judgment upon the wicked of the land. And then he began to acknowledge, thou hast planted them, yea, they have taken root, they grow, yea, they bring forth fruit, thou art near in their mouth and far from their reins. It's because the Most High allowed them to take root because of what? His judgment, brothers and sisters. Then he went down to verse 4 and said, how long shall the land mourn? Because at this time the land, the Most High judging two things, the people and the land. Because the land become polluted. The same way how, even though the land did not do nothing to the Most High, but because the people dwell in it, the judgment reach upon the land. A same example, if we go back in Precipt, Genesis, when Cain slew Abel. But what did the Most High did? The land did not do anything to the Mashiach, Yahuwah. The land did do nothing to Yahuwah. But what did the Most High Yah did? The Most High judged the land. He judged the land, brothers and sisters, and put a mark on Cain, that whosoever seeth Cain would not slew him. He cursed the land. You see, that's the mercy that the judge, even within that, the Most High still show mercy. Because the Most High could have utterly destroyed Cain, but he allowed him to continue because his seed and his line will Edom, Adomi, will rise. It's one and the same flesh, one and the same spirit, brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? The word Qain or Cain means hater. And Esau also is a hater. You see, brothers and sisters. For even thy brethren and the house of thy father, even they have dealt treacherously with thee. Yea, they have called a multitude after thee. Believe them not, though they speak fair words. So even them within Israel, right here, Jeremiah, who is acknowledging the strife within the house of the fathers of thy father, the house of Israel. For even thy brethren and the house of thy father. So when say the house of thy father, but yet in Israel, the house of Yehuda, the house of Yaakov. Within that house, the brethren, brothers and sisters, dealing treacherously with each other. They have called a multitude after thee, believe them not, though they speak fair words, brothers and sisters. So this is the complaint and the burden of both Prophet Jeremiah and Chabaqquq. Let's move on. Okay, brothers and sisters, so we're still precepting Chabaqquq, right? So we're still precepting 1 and 4 of Chabaqquq. Right? 1 to 4. Right, brothers and sisters, so we're still precepting Chabaqquq 1 to 4. So we're going to go to Job, right? The 21st chapter, we're going to take it from 1 to all the way to the end, brothers and sisters, the full chapter of Job, right? But Job answered and said, hear diligently my speech, and let this be your consolation. Suffer me that I may speak, and after that I have spoken, mock on. As for me, is my complaint to man, and if it were so, why should not my spirit be troubled? Mark me and be astonished, and lay your hand upon your mouth. Even when I remember, I am afraid, and trembling taketh hold on my flesh. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of Eliyahu upon them. Their bull gendereth, and faileth not. Their cow cleaveth, and casteth not her calf. They set forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and harp, and rejoice at the sound of organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto Eliyahu, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? Lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and oft cometh their destruction upon them. Eliyahu distributed sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that storm carried away. Eliyahu laid up his iniquity for his children. He rewarded him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure had he in his house after him, when the number of his mouth is cut off in the midst? So you see again, brothers and sisters, the complaint of 3 prophets, Chabaqquq, Jeremiah, and now Job, when he's questioning basically how the Most High, do his judgment. But like I said unto you, when you affirm the Most High, you have that latitude, but you got to be careful, because the Most High will cut you down. You see what I mean? It's the same way in Habakkuk right here in chapter verse 4, right? You can see it in verse 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment do it never go forth. Why did Chabaqquq say that? Because he didn't see how the Most High judge or destroy the wicked right away. That's why I say therefore the law is slack, and judgment do it never go forth. It's not that the law is slack. The Most High is slow, because of he's judging Yisrael, because of their wicked ways. And then he said in verse 5, behold, he among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told ye. So the Most High is telling, reassuring Habakkuk, warn the wicked, behold, he among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. And then he said right here, verse 6, for lo, I will rise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. You see, brothers and sisters. So, and then he explained verse 4 in Chabaqquq. He explained verse 4 in verse 3. So you could see why he come to this conclusion, because he said in verse 8 of Chabaqquq, why doest thou shew me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that rise up strife and contention. So the Most High showing him Chabaqquq these things. That's why he's concluded, say, therefore the law is slack, because of these grievances that he saw. And the judgment do it never go forth. That's why he said that, because see all this iniquity, the burden, this is the burden that the Most High showed Chabaqquq. That's why he's saying these things. And then if you see in Job, he said the same thing in Job, right? Verse 7, right? In verse 7 of Job, he said, wherefore doeth the wicked live, because become old, yea, are mighty in power. Their seed is established in the sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of Eliyahu upon them. So the Most High showing Chabaqquq and Job and Jeremiah the prosperity of the wicked because of your disobedience. But this is only temporary, because the wicked prosperity is temporary, you see, because they will not last, brothers. The righteous will last. That's why those who the Most High love, he chastise. For his chastisement is correction, not something for you to look and get angry with the Most High, because get angry with the Most High not going to do you any good. You're only going to condemn yourself further. So the chastisement the Most High allow is to humble you. Is to bring you back to yourself, and to be still and know that I am Eliyahu, the son of Eliyahu. You see, so he may come back and keep his commandments and live under his mercy and grace. You see, brothers and sisters, that's what it's all about. Okay, brothers and sisters, so we're going to continue Maazim Acts 15. No, Acts 13. Maazim Acts 13, 41 to 52. Right? We're going to precept 5 to 7. Right? Behold, ye despisers, and wonder, and perish, for I work in your days, a work which ye shall in no wise believe, though a man declared unto you. And when the Judeans were gone out of the synagogue, so you see the Most High, it's twice the Most High repeat this in Job. He said gonna work a work. He said right here in Habakkuk, verse 5 of Chabaqquq, he said, behold, he among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. And the Most High come back again and repeat it in Maazim. Behold, ye despisers, and wonder and perish, for I work in your days, a work which ye shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you. When the Judeans were gone out of the synagogue, the Gentiles besought that these words might be preached to them the next Shabbat. Now when the congregation was broken up, many of the Judeans and religious proselytes followed Paulus and Barnabas, who speaking to them persuaded them to continue in the grace of Eliyahu. And the next Shabbat they came almost the whole city together to hear the words of Eliyahu. And when the Judeans saw the multitudes, they were filled with envy, and spake against those things which were spoken by Paulus, contradicting and blaspheming. Then Paulus and Barnabas waxed bold and said, it was necessary that the words of Eliyahu should first have been spoken to you, but seeing ye put it from you, and judge yourself unworthy of everlasting life, lo, we turn to the Gentiles. But so had Yahuwah commanded us, saying, I have sent thee to be a light of the Gentiles, that thou shouldest be for salvation unto the ends of the earth. And when the Gentiles heard this, they were glad and glorified the word of Eliyahu. And when the Gentiles heard this, they were glad and glorified the word of Yahuwah, and as many as were ordained to eternal life believed. And the word of Yahuwah was published throughout all the region. But Yehoiakim stirred up the devout and honorable women and the chief men of the city, and raised persecution against Paulus and Barnabas, and expelled them out of their coasts. But they shook off the dust of their feet against them, and came unto Iconium. And the disciples were filled with joy with the Ruach HaKodesh. You see, brothers and sisters, stiff-necked Yehoiakim, the same thing happening today. You come to them today in modern time, declaring the word of thou sayest, Yahuwah, come back, come out of her, my people. Cleave to the Most High Yahusha, that he may reconcile you back to his Father Yahuwah, is a respecter of none, and come to his commandments and keep them. They scoff at you, they give you the stiff neck, they stretch out their neck, they beat you down, they call you all manner of names, not knowing that they're heaping up coals for the judgment of fire to come upon their heads, and to utter destroy them, brothers and sisters. So you see right here, brothers and sisters, in verse 42, right? In verse 42 and 41 of Maazim, it explains Habakkuk 7, right? From 6 to 7, how the Most High rise up Chaldeans. Why the Most High rise up the Chaldeans? Because he explained it in Maazim, right? And when Yehoiakim were gone out of synagogue, the Gentiles besought that these words might be preached to them the next Shabbat, right? Now, the congregation was broken up. Many of the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paulus and Barnabas, who was speaking to them, persuaded them to continue in the grace of Eliyahu. You see? And if we jump down in 45 of Maazim, it said, but when the Yehoiakim saw the multitude, they were filled with envy, and spake against those things which were spoken by Paulus, contradicting and blaspheming. So this is the reason why the Most High rise up the Chaldeans against Israel. And those and at that time, at that point in Maazim, right, the New Testament says a mixture of Chaldeans, not Chaldeans, but what you call those the Sanhedrians. Yes, Sanhedrians. You know what I mean? Synagogue of Harshat and hypocrites. Scribes and Pharisees, Sanhedrians actually, not Chaldeans, Sanhedrians. So you see the reason behind the Most High judgment, because the Most High like to give you time, you know. But unfortunately, people lose track of time and cause themselves to be rocked to sleep with deception of Ha-Shatan. Okay, brothers and sisters, we're going to continue the precept. Now we're going to precept 8 to 17 of Chabaqquq. We're going to use Zephaniah 3, 1 to 7. That's the Zephaniah 3, 1 to 7. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city. She obeyed not the voice, she received not correction. She trusted not in Yahuwah, she drew not near to her Eliyahu. Her princes with her are roaring lions. Her judges are evening wolves, they gnaw not the bones till the morning. Her prophets are light and treacherous persons. Her priests have polluted the sanctuary. They have done violence to the law. The just Yahuwah is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. I have cut off the nations, their towers are desolate. I made their streets ways that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant. I said, surely thou wilt fear me, thou wilt receive instruction, so their dwellings should not be cut off. Howsoever, I punished them, but they rose early and corrupted all their doings, brothers and sisters. So, brothers and sisters, what Zephaniah 3 is talking about, 1 to 7, right? It speaks about the corruption and rebellion of Jerusalem, often referred to as the daughter of Zion, to Sion, despite the city's special relationship with Eliyahu. Right? Woe to Jerusalem. The passage declares, woe to Jerusalem, describing it as a filthy and polluted and oppressing, highlighting its moral and spiritual decay. You see that happening right now, brothers and sisters, within the body of ethnic Israel. Moral decay. Our women are out of order. Our women are out of order. They cling on to promiscuity. You see what I mean? The worshipping of flesh, of fakeness, fake hair, fake eyelash. You see what I mean? Fake nails. Everything that's unnatural, they glorify. You understand? They spend time taking care of the outer body, which is being destroyed daily. Meanwhile, your spirit inside is decaying, brothers and sisters. You prop up your body, which is what you call it, temporary. The body is a temporary thing because you have to die one day and you go back to the earth. But your soul is an eternal thing. That is why eternal judgment is reserved for eternal things, like your soul. Once you die, brothers and sisters, it's not it. Your soul goes somewhere, be placed for judgment. Why I think when the Most High say even the people who die in shipwreck or in the sea, why I think the Most High said that all are going to come back together in formation in one body, because the soul is still there. The soul cannot interact with the physical no more because the soul is there. Because the dead know nothing. The dead cannot hear nor see nor speak to you. And if something come and speak to you, that's a demon. You see, brothers and sisters, so you got to be wary with those things and put on the full armor of the Most High. So that they say continues Zephaniah, disobedience and the lack of trust. Jerusalem is criticized. So the Most High is criticizing Jerusalem through Zephaniah for not obeying, refusing correction, and failing to trust or draw near to Yahuwah. And it also attacked leadership. The passage detailed the corruption within Jerusalem leadership, including the princes, the judges, prophets, and the priests. These are the gods among us. The Most High give them charge over us. Little gods. Eliyahu's righteousness and patience in Zephaniah 3 and 5 says, the just Yahuwah is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. So when I talk about the little gods, the scripture said in Psalm, ye are gods and children of the Most High. This was talking to ethnic Israel, not today's modern people, even though they could be a figurehead of such. But most of them who's in government or have leadership or rulership over the people, they don't believe in the Most High. They believe in the other gods and other rituals and religions. So they would not be considered as the children of the Most High. But with this passage, the more in Tehillim Psalms, it was talking about the children of Israel, who the Most High appointed to be judges over his people. They are children of the Most High because they are part of any Israel. So the passage goes on to say, exposing the leadership of any Israel. The passage details the corruption within Jerusalem leadership, including the princes, the judges, the prophets, and the priests. Eliyahu's righteousness and patience. Zephaniah 3:5 states, the just Yahuwah is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. This emphasizes Eliyahu's unwavering righteousness, constant demonstration of justice and patience, right? And they also remind Jerusalem, the children of Israel, Huh? He warned them through other nations, from other nations. Eli remind Jerusalem of his judgment on other nations, hoping they would learn and fear him. Brothers and sisters, so the summary is Jerusalem's spiritual and moral degradation, brothers and sisters. The highlighting is rebellion against Yahuwah, corruption, leadership, and refusal to repent despite warning, and Eliyahu's righteousness. So you see, it's the same thing is happening in all the chapters we just dealt with just now. In Zephaniah, Chabaqquq, Job, Jeremiah, and Maazim. If you see all throughout it, it's talk about the Most High bring other countries against Jerusalem and put judgment on other nations for Jerusalem to see what they're doing, because they do not want to turn from their wicked ways. And yet still our people will not turn from their wicked ways. So the scriptures is fulfilled every day, brothers and sisters. The Most High already chose whom we're going to choose from the foundation of the earth, who will be saved. And the Most High already knew who's going to rebel and disobey him and continue the wicked way of Esau. So the instrument of judgment and death is prepared for them. So brothers and sisters, turn from your wicked ways. Turn from wicked ways and come back to the Most High Yahusha, so he may reconcile back to his Father. So on that note, Baruch Yahuwah Tzvahot, Baruch Yahushua Mashiach, Shana, Shana, Vishna, blessed love and shalom.